when we're leaving the islands, and suddenly the whole island just lighten up like this in the middle of the night, and for them it's just, they were just crying.
There's been a lot of discussion recently to figure out like how much wind power Vietnam can absorb, can set up, and this is attracting for sure the appetite of international investors.
What do you think about this reality that Vietnam is facing a big risk in climate change?
So I think this is very good opportunities for business to make the right decision, because they see that it's a good business. It's not just for the good cause. It's really a good business.
I think the realization that climate change is happening is contributing to creating an environment that is more favorable to those business opportunities. A lot of companies will put more effort into cutting the energy they use. There are new markets for wind turbine, for electric vehicles, like things that didn't exist before and now will be very in demand.
So anh Tuấn, you did not wait until the boom in the market to start your business. Like you said, you were born in it. You have experienced so many up and down in the market.
Yeah.
What happened?
So when we start SolarBK, no one really cared about climate change or even energy saving was something very new. PV solar at that time, it's 60 years ago, so by $5 per watt peak compared to now. You would really have to find the right solution for the customer to try first, and then they understand. When you give them a very expensive solution, even they love that, but they cannot afford. Yeah, that's how we did it.
And Matthieu, Mckinsey is an international consultancy company, and of course, you wouldn't miss the big trends that is moving our world forward. So could you share with us the insights of the local and international business embracing in terms of climate change?
Vietnam is in a quite special position because it's one of the most exposed countries in the world if the sea rise, etc. And at the same time also it's in the middle of a very fast economic development story, right? So you don't want to stop the rise of Vietnam and the empowerment of the people. But that also means that our demand for energy will grow significantly.
So could you share which areas are heavily focused and invested?
There's been a lot of discussion recently to figure out like how much wind power Vietnam can absorb, can set up, and this is attracting for sure the appetite of international investors. I think what's likely to come next is more the things that are related to the electrification of transportation, right? So how do we get electric vehicle, electric motorbikes, one day electric trucks, and then probably slightly later I also anticipate that bigger infrastructure like high-speed trains, etc., would probably be needed into the country and then will normally be a magnet for investments as well.
So if we talk about a project or the achievement that makes you very proud until now, what would that be?
That must be the project, microgrid project at the Spratly Island, we call Chiang Sa Islands. So when I had a chance to talk with the Navy Command, and we proposed that why don't we just electrify the whole islands by solar and wind, by green energy, instead of using diesel genset. Yes, within just 1 year, we electrify more than 48 islands of Spratly Islands. And I still remember that when the Navy they were sitting on board of the ship when we're leaving the islands, and suddenly the whole island just lighten up like this in the middle of the night, and for them they were just crying.
So Matthieu, your client, there's so many stakeholders in the sector, right? When they come to you, they want to move to more sustainable energy, and how do they invest in that? What are their main concerns? Yeah.
I think our research shows, for example, that in the next 30 years, globally, we will have to spend about 7.5% of the GDP globally for 30 years just to finance the change to net zero. So the first thing is really to understand what's going to happen. I think there is a second area where we help our clients is more to capture direct business opportunities. There are business opportunities related to cutting your own emissions, right? So just consuming less, being more energy efficient. And then, beyond this, there is always the scope 3 emission, right? So it's scope 3 means a player trying to understand how they can influence the whole supply chain to decarbonize. So, for example, a car manufacturer, right, that would not only concern itself with his own emission, but what the car will emit for the whole life cycle of the car.
So SolarBK have been in the market in the last 20 years. And what is your business philosophy? Does it change over time?
I think that we will die with this. We'll never change. Our philosophy is very simple, that we believe that success will come from aspiration. If you look at the Vietnamese market for renewable energy, it's exactly like a marathon. There's up and down. There's the moment that you were alone. And suddenly you got caught in the crowd. And what do? You keep going. You keep your aspiration and just try to finish it. So that's why I think that we never change.